Fear not, gentle viewer. All you gotta do is watch 37 seconds of this rot to recognize the propaganda. That's if you're diligent and you're using the brain between your ears and willing to challenge things that have been spoon-fed to you. Most people aren't willing to do so. Which is why this shit still has legs. And by shit, I'm referring to agendas. And by agendas, I'm referring to propaganda. Most people shop around. Let's see if you can recognize the propaganda.
Have you ever stopped to think what electricity actually is? It powers your home, your phone, your entire life. But what's really flowing through those wires in your house?
I want you to think about that for a second. And I already spoiled it. Obviously, this video is not going to tell you. It's going to mislead you. And if you hear squishy noises, I'm making a mean burrito and very fucking thankful. Back to point. Do you have the answer? Probably not. Because you weren't spoon-fed the answer and you can't Google it. And you're not going to find it in books or online. People you know, like, and love do not have this answer because you're not supposed to understand how this shit works. And people do not know how this works. Assume what you will. Assume that I'm wrong. How many of you can connect dots on your own? How many of you could reason out what I'm driving at, which is in stark contrast to being spoon-fed a paradigm, which is a rabbit hole that goes nowhere, means nothing, and is fuck all. You can't use it as a tool. It's nonsense. It's propaganda. Here we go.
Most people get it completely wrong. Let's break it down.
Ironically,
Electricity isn't some magic force. It's a stream of particles called electrons moving through a conductor, like copper wire.
do electrons exist? And most of you would say, yeah, they do. Because you've heard about electrons, right? Because you heard about atomism. That shit's taught in school. You know, indoctrination camps. Where this shit is normalized and repeated. And so it goes. Another generation, dumbed down, trained to repeat the propaganda. You can think of 1984. What we've been living through is far worse than that. And it's only getting worse. Poorly put, I know. Here's what I left on here. Naturally, I gotta click read more. Because I'm the only comment in here. Oh no, my eggs are trying to get away. Back to point. Not a surprise, but this video promotes propaganda. Usually I capitalize it, but I didn't this time. Atomism is in place to pave the way for a one-world religion. This post is circulating absolute pseudoscience and dressing it up as something that reflects reality, when in fact, it couldn't be further from the truth. Agenda, and it should say agendas, such as this have been well-financed and well-circulated. In other words, normalized, which is why you're familiar with atoms and electrons, neither of which have been subjected to, and I want you to think about this, replicable evidence-based research, otherwise known as the scientific fucking method. Some of you will say, but there's the electromometer, and supposedly it fucking shows you these things on a scale of bullshit. And people repeat that. Because that's being chopped around because a few people challenge this garbage. The sad part is most of you will probably still believe that shit. You'll probably assume that what you just heard within, the first 24 seconds, not just 37, pardon me, is true. Because you want to, and it's easier to believe in it than to challenge it. And try to figure out what actually represents reality and involves the process of electricity. What is it? As this thing boldly claimed in the beginning.
Have you ever stopped to think what electricity actually is? It powers your home, your phone, your entire life. But what's really flowing through those wires in your house?
And it's not just through the wires in your house, it's flowing through you, so to speak. But it's always dressed up as something that it's not. It's dressed up in a way to where you don't understand what it is. I'm sitting on these answers. Which is why I confidently state you're not going to find them in books. People do not know these things. Because you and I are not supposed to know these things. The only way I came by these things is I spent many years digging up the roots, scraping off all the propaganda, and challenging the narratives. I threw out all the fucking paradigms and I started from scratch. And I never thought I'd make as much progress as I have. Here, long and the short of it. There are nothing but answers to reality. What the fuck do I know? If you sat through this, thanks for hanging out.